Hello friends, it is MissFushi and welcome back to Blank Dream. We've just gone to Yuzu's third mirror and we are about to go through this door here and see what lies beyond. Yes! Let's find out. Is that our mom? If so, she looks horrible. Someone's there. Once, there was a painter. He was known as the mad genius, Rinzoi Usui. Huh? You know my grandpa? Wait, Mishiro, it looks like maybe she isn't aware of us. Rinzoi had a wife, but he also had a relationship with a servant. With his wife, he had a child, Shinji. With the servant, he had a child, Tamaki. Rinzoi's two children born of different mothers. Huh? Tamaki was the illegitimate child of an affair, but because Shinji showed no interest in art, Rinzoi's affection was often directed at Tamaki, who did have an interest in the arts. Tamaki learned art from Rinzoi, and given deep love, grew in the shadow of the Uzui family. But these irregular days couldn't last. When Tamaki turned 12, Rinzoi's wife learned of her existence. Rinzoi divorced his wife and gave Tamaki and her mother the same love as ever. Thus far, no tragedy had occurred. But when Tamaki turned 18, Rinzoi made an unforgivable mistake. He had a liaison with Tamaki, his own daughter, and impregnated her. Tamaki was deeply wounded and feared Rinzoi, and with her mother, she fled from him. But the child she bore had done no wrong, so she decided to birth the child of her father. So Tamaki had a daughter between parent and child. Tamaki thought she couldn't live a normal, happy life, but luckily, 2 years later, she had a proper marriage. Safely having a son with her husband, Tamaki began to get back on her feet. However, she never fully did. The mental wounds Tamaki had suffered went even deeper than she imagined. With her now-grown daughter, with Rinzoi, began doing art at school, Tamaki's old wounds ached. It gave her flashbacks of Rinzoi, of that fear she had of him. Tamaki struggled to give her daughter affection. It took all she had not to take out negative emotions on her. Tamaki's mind quickly crumbled under the weight. And one day, Tamaki killed her daughter. Tamaki fell to pieces. She came to feel animosity not only toward Rinzoi, but all the Usuis. Unable to see any hope ahead, she fell upon the despair behind. Rinzoi died of natural causes a few years later, and while she had the right to his inheritance, she refused to take it. She wouldn't even let it go to the eldest son, Shinji. Then at last, Tamaki, who had kept living despite having broken long ago, met her end. When she learned the son she had with her husband was becoming friends with Shinji's daughter. You mean... Tamaki tried to take out Shinji's daughter, the Usui who dared come near her pure son. But when she drove madly down the road to kill her, she ran over her own son by mistake. Oh god, Yato was killed by his mom. Tamaki realized that this was the end, so she took her own life to escape the despair. No way, that's so messed up. That woman's soul is now bound here. Unlike the other souls, the world is forcing her to be here. Tamaki's soul is now bound in earth, so she can't escape, but must face the facts. This is surely my punishment. I've gone on for a while. I can't see or hear you, but I know you're there. I don't know who you are, but go now. Let's go, Mishiro. We shouldn't stay here any longer. Wow. That's horrible. She killed her own son and her daughter? Should we return to the usual place? With Tamaki's story, I've realized something. Okay, let's get started. Let's see what she has to say. First, Mishiro, I think you can open this big door here. You opened a similar door earlier, right? What is that? Oh, shadow. So before that... Huh? Who's this? Get out. Stop, don't meddle anymore. Give back my world. Oh no. Ah! Yuzu, why? Yuzu? This works just fine. You listen to this too. I'm Yuzu Hanasaki, a middle schooler who committed suicide at 15 at Mirror Lake. The reason I killed myself was, to put it bluntly, to meet a girl I loved. Someone had killed her at Mirror Lake. It made me extremely sad. So I read all these books on black magic and killed myself to go to the afterlife. To die at the same place exactly a year later. It said it would work. Is that wound okay? Don't worry about me. It doesn't really matter now. I think it's different. I think it's a different afterlife than what the book meant, but ultimately I came to this world. But it seems there was something to be gained here. That girl, she always said, she was someone who shouldn't have existed. I always found it weird and I wondered why it was. But I've found out now. She was born between a girl and her own father, between Tamaki Hinohara and Rinzoi Usui. Her very birth was taboo. Isn't that right, Utsuro? Yuzu... leave this world! Can she not talk like she wants to? She doesn't need to, I know. Because I've always known Atsuro. Thank you, Mishiro. Because of you, I could get back my memories and my wish. And I learned about Atsuro's birth and death. My wish was to meet Atsuro one more time. It came true, finally. Huh? Your body. Yuzu. I've done what I needed to do in this world, so I'm satisfied. It feels like it's taken so long, but Atsuro was here before I was. I don't know what kind of wish you had, Atsuro. But considering your birth and death, I'm sure it's not something simple. I hope it comes true. And I'm glad that even if you're like this now, you can still recognize me. Sorry for digging into your past. She's been here for much longer than us, and finally her wish granted. Must be satisfied, I guess. Her wish, and my wish. Wait! Utsuro, was it? Is she a soul like us, I wonder? Somehow I get the feeling she has a close connection to this world. Maybe the answer is behind this door. Alright, guys. We are going to... Why not? Save 20. We are going to go through the door. Let's go. Huh? Was it that girl? Utsuro Hinohara. Yes, she wanders this world even now. It seems seeing Yuzu elicited some change, but still a long way off from regaining her memories. Utsuro Hinohara. Sister. Several years later, a girl threw herself into the lake. Amazingly, she had the same wish as the world's creator. So this world could complete its duty. It chose a new soul to control it. And so, since you carried the same wish, you became the new ruler, usurping the originator. The wish the world sought to grant stayed the same, only the person in the center of it was replaced. I was made the ruler of this world? The extra riffraff who feel jealousy towards you still see the broken originator as the rightful ruler. And maybe, broken though she may be, she personally has gotten in your way at times. Even so, you successfully broke all the mirrors without even wasting weeks or months being lost. I don't know what I should do. I've overcome a lot of obstacles coming here. I've looked back on my past and erased it. But Is it really right to just make it so I never existed? Thinking back, it was a boring life. I wouldn't say it was entirely devoid of enjoyment. But if you asked whether I'd live the same life again, I'd absolutely refuse without a doubt. In fact, if I had to say, I've come to hate it all. I wish my life had never even existed. But seeing Yuzu and Itsuro, I had a thought. If Itsuro's life had never existed, what would become of Yuzu's feelings? Desperately turning to black magic, killing yourself, and wandering this world for years? All to finally realize her wish to meet her again? What would become of that? I have the same wish as Itsuro, and I won't grant my wish. I won't do it. I can't do it anymore. For every mirror I broke, I'll vanish from the lives of the people I knew. And I'll also vanish from Ayato's world. But then what did Ayato die for? What did Tamaki step on the accelerator for? If it were just me, then fine. But to control the feelings of the people around me, I have no right. That's not my wish anymore. Are you really sure about that? Whatever you think, whatever you know, it won't actually change anything. Are you still giving up on your wish? I am. I see. I, the mirror world, accept abandoning the wish. Its reason for being ends here. Huh? This world can vanish when the ruler's wish is granted, or they abandon it with clear intent. It won't be left up in the air like it had been. So everyone here vanish? Except for you, Mishiro. To get straight to the point, you're not dead yet. So she finds out she's not dead. It might sound sort of trite, but I want you to live my sister's share. I want you to prove that giving up that wish was the right thing to do. I'll try my best. Don't worry about me. I want my life to have never existed. Whatever the reason for it, it's not a happy wish. And you realized it. That's a big deal, I mean it. You got back on your feet instead of falling into darkness, and somehow it makes me happier than anything. Well, I'm gonna retire ahead of you. Gonna see what things are like in heaven. I'm sure you'll go there, Ryotaro. Sheesh, 7 years that it ends like this. As long as the ruler's satisfied, I suppose. Will Itsuro go to heaven too? Not sure about heaven or hell, but she'll be free from this world to go where she goes. That's good. I say ruler, but you're more of a usurper, technically. I'm a little scared about how much I'll forget, but I'll lose my time in this world. I won't ever wish to erase the events to come. It's time to go. Shh. Let's see if this is any different than the other one. There was a woman I didn't know beside me. Mishiro, you're awake? Who are you? My brain had suffered memory loss, and I could no longer remember many past events. I couldn't remember my supposed mother at all. All I had left was a faint unease toward my mother, as well as the desperate expression made by the woman I woke up beside when she heard that. I remembered Ayato was someone important to me, but I had no concrete memories of him. But I distinctively remember talking in the mirror world, and felt considerable warmth from that alone. I clearly remembered Yuzu and Ryotaro too. I probably only met them in the mirror world. Oh, it's pretty. Mishiro Usui, is it? Hello, I'm Seiichi Hinohara. A few days after I left the hospital, a man came to visit me. His last name sounded familiar. Could you be Ayato's? Yes. Thank you for getting along with Ayato. Seiichi Hinohara was Ayato's father, which means he was the one who married Tamaki, but he was the father who Itsuro grew up with. Don't worry too much about your mother. When the woman calling herself my mother learned I had no memory of her, she vanished. I lacked any real sense of her being my mother, so it meant relatively little to me. That's horrible. It'll be a long story, but I had a wife and 2 children. And now none of them are left. They've all passed away. And you are alone again, also. Do you know where you're going to live now? No, paying tuition seems impossible, so I think I'll have to drop out and work. I see. Mishiro, would you let me adopt you? Huh? We're both tired souls who lost everything. You got along with Ayato, so we're not total strangers. And you remind me of my daughter a bit, but maybe that's just wishful thinking. Won't you give me some thought? Aww. That makes me happy. And so I began a new life as Mishiro Hinohara. I'm taking new steps in the same house where Yato and Utsuro once lived. It was a strange kind of chance, but Seiichi's a very gentle person. He's taking up art again and has been teaching me between studies. Dreaming of seeing the world the way Ayato did, catching up to the days I've lost. Once more, I let my brush run free. Aww. That was a better ending than the other one, in a way. I mean, I guess her being with her mother is good too, but I thought that was really sweet that he adopted her, like, so he wasn't alone. He didn't lose something. Oh man. Guys, we have one ending left, and that is the complete ending. So in order to do that, I have to go back and do, like, everything for the mirrors. Except for, I don't go in the room with Rinzoi and Tamaki until I have done all the mirrors. So, we are going to do that in the final episode. Probably, I believe that's the final episode. But we will stop this one here to preserve length. And we will find out the last ending and the thrilling next conclusion. Woo! But as always, please leave a like on this video, a comment down below, subscribe to see more, and I will see you guys in the next episode of Blank Dream. Bye-bye.